What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Holy Shit, We're Gonna Die. Oh my goodness, maybe we won't. There we go. So, we are in Ungaro Crater, and I told myself I'm not leaving. Not until I get my next level. So, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, with 13 Morning Glory dues, 24 roast quail, a level 52 Ret Paladin, and a lot of practice, I'm going to show you how we do it. As you can see, my mana is really low, so I throw on a seal on him and on me. This blue seal right here is Seal of Wisdom. Melee attacks have a chance to restore 71 mana, and then I have it on the enemy that says attacks and spells. Hold on, I gotta fucking do one of these real quick. Anyway, long story short, we're cycling and getting mana. This is my Crusader strike. I know it's a lot to take in. It's a lot, honestly, for me to. haven't committed this to muscle memory yet, so I'm still kind of like figuring it out. But these guys are equal level, you know. As you can see, I throw Crusader, I throw Seal of Wisdom up. Judge, throw it on him, throw it back up on me. So we got it on him and we got it on me. That's for mana regen. Then I use Crusader Strike every time it's up. My stun every time it's up. Throw a heal as necessary. But if I do it just right, I end up getting enough mana back for a heal before I die. So let's fix our gear, sell some stuff, and try that again. What you gonna do, ladies? Stratholm. I don't think we're gonna be doing that quest. Huh. Okay, well, let's find some demons. Boom. Let's see what we're gonna do here. What's that, C4? Okay, we don't need those. We don't need these. I guess we gotta kill this guy. It's level 60, eh? They're really coming in hot. Guess we're gonna have to fucking drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. We're gonna do 4 and 5 here in a minute. I figured he might resist. Come on, don't leave me down. Oh, this isn't good.
Picture this.
That's a commercial.
10% when you bundle your home
That's
and
brutal.
auto insurance with USAA.
Well,
Some things just click.
wow. I don't know how I survived that. So far, so good. Sorry, I had to get rid of that YouTube commercial for us. We need some mana, or else we're in trouble. Actually, you know what? Fuck this guy. Oh, he resisted? Alright, fuck it. Lay on of hands, why not? I think maybe I got a mana potion? No. I do have one of these. Restore mana. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting that. Come on now. Come on now. Ah, what an asshole. That's what you get. PvP servers, baby. PvP servers. It's kind of clever. You know, you just let somebody else kill them, and then they kill them, and then you kill it. Yeah, that's me, bro. Heyo. Well, ain't no way I'm gonna be fighting off that rogue. This place is crawling with horde. What do you think? That's what I think too. Let's get out of this portion. And let's go down to that portion. We can kill the ghouls and free the spirits down there. This is the plan. This is cool, man. Gotta say. Fuck this guy. You know what? Gotta stretch my legs a little bit on this one. Oh, I don't think so, buddy. Wow. I think I have an ability that keeps me from being feared. These guys are dangerous. Hello, buddy. How are you? I am fine. This guy's a big boy. This has got like Najubli's vibes, but it's not anything close to Najubli's. Najubli. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it. I just know it's like something like that. Starts with an N. It has a J and a U in it. Close enough. Man, this fucking resisting my fucking stuns is kind of hurting me, brah. Come back here, buddy. Look at that. 1,000 XP. I'll take it. It's because I'm rested, though. That'll drop again. Guaranteed. So I guess we need to kill at least one of these, eh? I mean, I'm looking for ghouls, not ghosts. There's a difference, you know. I do not want to waste my time with a ghost if what I need is a ghoul, you know what I mean? I don't even know how it sounds. We'll have to see in the recording. Ah, another one of you guys, eh? This time we'll just go hard DPS, we won't worry about the mana thing. Hey, look at that, it worked. This is a good vibe, dude. Bing bong. It's good, yeah? It's good, yeah? So up is my morning glory dew. Down is homemade cherry pie. Homemade cherry pie. Right is my divine shield, and left is my lay on of hands, which can come in handy.
No pun intended. Alright, well, I just don't think I need to kill those guys. I don't see any of the things I need to kill here. What do you say we go over here? Check that out. That's what I say we do. Oops. All right. I should keep it this way, because that fucks with my muscle memory if I... We'll keep down my horse, because in Elden Ring, down is my horse too. The fact you can't double jump in WoW really grinds my gears. And you can't jump in place either. I would make a mod that allows you to jump in place. That would be fucking awesome. Here we are. I'm gonna have to, at some point, I'm gonna have to level up my herbalism a little bit more too. And to do that, I need to go to Swamp of Sorrows. That's a lot of little dudes running around right there, dude. A lot of little dudes, dude. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, eh? Know what I mean, eh? So far, no aggro. Ick. Dude, this is so ick. I gotta, like, pick apart these little druid, or these little ghouls. This guy is level 59. I'm only level 55, so he's 4 levels higher than me. And I'm chewing through him. This is what you call being geared for your level. All my shit's fucking fresh off the auction house or fresh from like being leveled up. Plus paladins are fucking awesome, dude. Get out of here. Get out of here. What, you want something to do? Free up some spirits from their body. Huh. That guy's definitely gonna give me poison. Same with that guy. See? It's like, where's the ghouls? Guarantee there's a ghoul over here somewhere. But I doubt there's... Well, no, look. It says they're over this way. Alright, let's fucking do it. See, I'm already fucking poisoned, dude. Fuck you. Resisted my shit. This guy we're gonna have to take a little bit more carefully with my mana. Because he's gonna make me sick. Wow, talk about a critical heal on me, dude. That's a better view. Okay, so check this out. We pop this, and now we won't be interrupted from my heal. Isn't that cool? And then we just pop it back to Retribution Aura. And we'll even throw one of these down just for funsies. Fucking A, dude. Fucking A, dude. That's close. That's so close. We'll have to eat that. Let's see what we got here. What's this shield all about? Wow. Look at that fucking thing, bah. Ooh. Engraved wall shield of defense. That's fucking gonna sell. I wanna sell that shit for more. Okay. Let's see if we can sneak by this guy. And kill this guy. guy's nuts, huh? Just gonna melee. I'm not gonna use too much mana, so I can heal again. Oh, this isn't gonna hit. What I need to do is heal when I got that shit on me. This isn't good. I might pop this. Oh, this is bad, dude. Oh, I should fucking do this one. Don't you dare fucking kill me right now, dude. Whew. Okay, we're doing that. We're doing this. We're doing this. Hopefully we can get some of this going. We're dead. Close, 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 close. Close. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Shake it off, shake it off. Carl, didn't you just use a flask? Yeah.
Subway did what?
He triggered a series of events that led to that moment. Because he wanted to reconcile an ugly truth with a population of people who had wanted nothing to do with it. To give you an idea of how far to the right Poland is, I don't know if y'all remember this, but there was a Syrian civil war where millions of Syrians and Iraqis were pouring into Europe. Why Iraqis, you ask? Well, because those Iraqis were refugees from when we blew Iraq up. Remember when we attacked Iraq, a country that never attacked us, never had the means to attack us, and never threatened to attack us, and didn't even recently attack its neighbors, right? It had attacked Kuwait in 1990, but we attacked it in 2003. They're unrelated at that point. Well, we created a massive Iraqi refugee crisis, and Syria ended up hosting millions of Iraqis. So when Syria plunged into civil war, those Iraqis plus a bunch of Syrians fled, and they tried to go to Europe. And the Poles treated them like absolute garbage. But what have the Poles done for the Ukrainians? Opened the doors to their homes. The Ukrainian refugees in Poland aren't living in camps. They're living in Polish homes.
I'm dead.
They're being treated like guests. What's the difference between Syrians and Iraqis and Poles? Skin color and religion. At one point, one of the co-founders of the Law and Justice Party in Poland says, "My goal is to make Warsaw another Budapest." In other words, he thought Fidesz and what Orban is doing in Hungary was his role model. That's what he was trying to achieve in Poland. Turkey, Erdogan, he's gone off the deep end. He's killed Turkey's democracy. So has Orban. He's killed Hungary's democracy. Narendra Modi, India, the BJP party, they believe that India is for Hindus only. India has a larger Muslim population than Pakistan does. India has Christians and Buddhists. India isn't just Hindu, it has Jains and Sikhs. Like the idea that India is for Hindus only is bizarre and ahistorical, and it's never been like that. And yet, that's the party that rules India. It has recently built enough concentration camps that they could house up to 2 million people. India is building concentration camps. India ended Kashmir's special status because it's cracking down on its Muslim minority population. Brazil, Bolsonaro is a Nazi. And you can go down the list. State after state has gone flying to the right. And democracy after democracy has either outright toppled or is in such horrible shape it's lost status as a democracy. And in the middle of all of this, a guy comes out of nowhere. He comes out of total obscurity. His name is Vladimir Putin. Vladimir Putin was a KGB agent. He was a spy. But I don't want you to think James Bond. He was more like Moneypenny. Not the new Moneypenny, who's actually out there in the field and shooting people. I mean the old Moneypenny, where she just sits behind a desk and flirts with James, right? That's what Vladimir Putin was. He was just a paper pusher. But he was in East Germany. He spoke German. And when the wall was coming down, the thought going through Putin's mind was, all right, when is the army going to go in there and murderize these Germans and put them back in their place? And the wall goes down, and the military never goes out and murderizes. You got to remember, 89, that's when Tiananmen Square happened. So just a few months before the wall went down, the Chinese put down their democracy movement with extreme violence. And so a lot of people were thinking this was going to happen in Eastern Europe. And it doesn't happen. And Putin's beside himself. He can't figure out what's going on. Why isn't this happening? And he says, he kept calling Moscow, asking for orders. I don't know if that's true, and who cares if it's true. What he says then is he got no reply. And at least in his reality, Russia was kind of gone in that moment. And then, of course, the Soviet Union collapses 2 years later in 1991. At that moment, he calls up the Soviet Union, he calls up Moscow, and he's like, what are my orders? And there's no answer. And so he basically hitchhikes, because he's unemployed in East Germany, this Russian spy, and he doesn't know what to do, so he hitchhikes to his hometown. His hometown was Leningrad, but after the fall of the Soviet Union, got renamed St. Petersburg, which was its original name, right? It was St. Petersburg, then it became Petrograd, then it became Leningrad, and now it's St. Petersburg again. He goes back to St. Petersburg, and he gets a job, by luck, in the mayor's office, and what he is he's a bureaucrat. Putin was a bureaucrat in the KGB, he's a bureaucrat now in the mayoral office. That's what he was, and he was really good at it. And that's exactly what the Russians needed in that moment. They needed people who were decent, at least, at paper pushing, because they were trying to recover, they were trying to bounce back from the Soviet Union's collapse and recreate a functioning state. And so he moves up the ranks really fast in the mayoral office, and then something really strange happens. The mayor himself gets in serious trouble. And instead of Putin taking advantage of that situation and selling the man out and earning cred with the guys taking the mayor out, he escapes the mayor from St. Petersburg. He does something really strange. He takes the losing side, and he shows his loyalty to the mayor in this moment. The mayor was a dedicated democracy advocate. And so here's this really weird moment where Putin, he's never probably fully on board with this democracy project that Yeltsin was on, that the mayor was on. And yet, when push came to shove, he was loyal to a guy he may not have actually fully agreed with, which showed that he was a team player. He was the deputy mayor at that point. And I think that's the moment when Boris Yeltsin notices him. Because at that moment then, Yeltsin is thinking, my days are numbered. How do I replace myself with somebody who maybe is a loyal team player and will protect my family? Both the literal family and his friends, his billionaire friends, who were destroying the Russian economy and stealing everything for themselves so they could have yachts. You know what I mean? Those guys. And so the next thing you know, out of nowhere, Putin becomes prime minister. And then Putin he's prime minister at a really important moment. So Russia is having trouble because there's a breakaway province, and it's Chechnya. And the breakaway province actually beat Russia in a war, which was humiliating. Here's this tiny little enclave of Russia. Tiny, tiny little enclave. I don't even think it's the size of Massachusetts, right? Like the enclave the size of Connecticut. It whoops Russia. It forces Russia to accept it as a de facto independent state. And Putin is trying to fix this because it's a point of pride for him. And he comes up with a plan. And he gets the plan approved by Boris Yeltsin. And the plan is to send money to the Chechens. And then sell weapons to the Chechens using the money they sent them. And the thinking was it would arm the Chechens and that would make the Chechens aggressive. And then the Chechens would attack Russia because they would want to expand their territorial claim to Dagestan, a next-door neighbor Muslim enclave of Russia. And then that would give the Russians casus belli, would give them cause for war. And so they start doing this. They're funding the Chechens, they're funding the Chechens. Sure enough, the Chechens invade Dagestan. And then, almost like a miracle, a series of bombs explode in multiple apartment buildings in this little town, middle of nowhere, Russia. Hundreds of Russians die. Russia immediately blames it on the Chechens. They then invade Chechnya, that is, invaded Dagestan, and they whoop it in the Second Chechen War. And the Chechens fought really hard, and so the Russians brought in thermobaric bombs and basically killed everybody living in Grozny and forced the Chechens to surrender, the survivors to surrender. Yeltsin, on December 31st, 1999, like talk about dramatic,
Greetings.
gets
For
on the
Alliance.
TV,
See you around. Be careful.
and he
You need
says,
something? See you around.
he's teary-eyed, he's upset, he looks exhausted, and he says, I'm resigning.
Good day to
I'm
you.
done as your
See you
president.
around. Have a
You're
good
going to
one.
have to have a
See
new
you
guy.
around.
I'm tired, I'm old. My health is falling apart, I'm out of here. He handpicks Putin to be the new guy. In 2007, before this even happened, Putin made a speech where he was in front of the European Union and NATO members, and he called out the United States especially, but he also attacked the European Union. And he said, Russia can't feel safe under these circumstances. You're too aggressive. You're pushing on Russia's borders. And there might be truth to that. But there also might be some paranoia too. In any case, Russia had a 2-term limit. In other words, Putin's done in 2008. He needs to step down. He steps down, and then Medvedev, his ally, becomes the new president of Russia, and then Putin becomes the new prime minister. In other words, Medvedev and Putin switch places. So now Medvedev is the guy running Russia as the president, and Putin's the number 2 man. At the end of the 4-year term, Medvedev gets up in front of the Russian people, and he's crying. And he says, I'm not running for another term. I'm done. And the Russian people go, oh, this was all a scam. It's Putin all along. He's been pulling Medvedev's strings all along. But here's the crazy thing. While Medvedev was president, he had loosened up strict restrictions on Russia and allowed more freedom of press, more news media freedom. There were protests, and he allowed them to be in the streets. And so Putin wants to get back into the presidency to reverse all of that and send Russia back into the authoritarian direction he wanted it in all along. So Putin's running in 2012. There's over-the-top cheating in the election. People take to the streets and they're protesting. And in the middle of the protests, 1 year after the Arab Spring, Russia is thinking the Arab Spring has come to Russia. Because you got to remember, the Arab Spring wasn't just in the Arab world. It went pan-global. It started in the Arab world. And it's easier to name the countries that it didn't go to than it is to name the countries that it did. It even came to the United States. Putin wins the election, takes office, changes the Constitution, makes it so that the terms are 6 years long and there's no more term limits. He abolishes the ability for the Russian people to elect their own provincial governors. They're now appointed by Putin, and he establishes an authoritarian state again. And he deletes any attempt that the Russians had to be a democracy. In his last election, which was in 2018 now, that they're 6-year terms, there were people walking into the phone booths with their phones and just recording the cheating. And the cheating is just over the top. Like, they're literally grabbing pre-filled out ballots and stuffing them. And so there's like no doubt anymore that Russia is no longer a democracy in any way, shape, or form. Anything that Yeltsin had tried to do is gone. Pretty recently, I want to say 2016, 2015, the United Russia Party, Vladimir Putin's party, the United Russia Party, declared an ideology. So not all political parties have an ideology. For the longest time, the Democratic and the Republican parties were unideological. They were umbrella parties. It didn't matter what you believed. You became a member because you liked their logo. I don't know, something brought you to that party, but it wasn't ideology. The United Russia Party, about 6 years ago, declared an ideology finally, and what they declared was that they were Russian conservatives. So if there was any doubt that the United Russia Party, whether it was left-wing or right-wing, it's over now. It is a right-wing party. That is its official position. There was a really important question that was being asked in 1932 in the United States. And that really important question was, how were we going to proceed now that we were in the Great Depression? What was the next step? So before 1932, if you were conservative or you were a liberal, it didn't quite exactly mean what it means today, but you can see the seeds of what it means today. So the conservatives before 1932 were people who believed that capitalism was perfect in its pure form. So perfect, in fact, that many conservatives believed that the invisible hand moving the economy, that the concept of supply and demand, was actually God. It was actually Jesus Christ himself intervening in the economy and designating the price of rice and sugar and cars and refrigerators. He's a very busy guy. That's how seriously they took capitalism. So when the economy tanked, the conservatives believed the way we got out of that, the way we got out of the Great Depression, was we let it go its course, and we let people suffer, and we let the economy be ruined. And eventually, the economy would correct itself in a sort of economic Darwinistic way, with Jesus' guidance maybe, because some of them were religious. Most of them weren't, they didn't care, but there was a group that did believe this. And that eventually we would have this really super strong, robust economy on the other side. But whatever we did, we needed to stay out of the economy. Because too much interference in the economy might also unhinge the balance, the careful balance that had been established, where there was this tiny elite that had a fabulous amount of wealth, and the rest of the country was basically in poverty. And what that did was that kept down labor prices, because now labor was competing with labor for the jobs. And if you allowed for too much wealth to enter into the economy, you might end up with too much of a middle class, which would have too much bargaining power over its wages, and it would drive up the value of labor. The conservatives kind of saw the economy as a zero-sum game. That if a poor person had $10, that was $10 out of a rich person's pocket. The liberals didn't see it that way. They saw it as a feedback loop. That as the economy got stronger and more people had money, more people would buy products, which would make the companies richer, which would allow them to pay their workers more, which would then grow the economy, and it would allow people to buy more products, which would go back to the companies, which would make the companies richer, so they would expand the economy more. So the liberals saw the intervention in the economy as a good thing because they saw it as a way to stimulate growth of the economy. They were both completely dedicated to capitalism. It's just the liberals thought you should do things to manipulate the economy to stimulate growth, whereas the conservatives believed you shouldn't. So when the economy tanks, it's a huge repudiation of both liberals and conservatives, because there is no light at the end of the tunnel. In 1932, there was no evidence that we were coming out of the Depression anytime soon. In fact, it was getting worse, not better. And so what FDR does is he basically talks liberals into an adjustment to their ideology. And here's the adjustment. If we don't intervene in the economy right now, maybe the intervention isn't enough to fix the economy and get us back on track, but the intervention will be enough to mitigate some of the worst effects of the economy so people don't suffer so much. If we don't do this right now, the United States is going to have a socialist revolution. And if we get really unlucky, it might even go communist. Right? Because you got to remember, the Russians had a socialist revolution in March called the February Revolution of 1917. And then they had a communist revolution that took out the socialist government in November called the October Revolution. And so, right, the liberals begin panicking. They're like, that could come here. That was just 15 years earlier. And in fact, socialists were winning races. For example, the mayor of Milwaukee went socialist.
How are you?
And there was
See you
movement
later.
in that
Safe
direction.
travels.
The United States
Have
was
a good
becoming red. And so what the 1932 election is it's a contest between the conservatives who believe we should just let the Great Depression work its way out.
All right, I'm gonna take a
liberals
break.
who are saying, no, the only way we're stopping from going socialist